What debts are not discharged in bankruptcy? The average person has very few debts that aren't discharged. If you want to read a really good long article, here's a link to it shown on the screen. The Government Info Library has a lot of stuff on educating consumers, the NBRC report. You can also search 11 U.S.C. 523, okay? But I'm going to make it really simple. Common debt that's not dischargeable is, number one, government-insured student loans. Only private student loans made to non-qualified schools for educational benefits, not loans for tuition, are sometimes dischargeable. I know that sounds complicated. You can read all about it on the internet. You can read about it at infotapes.com. Sometimes some of these private student loans, not government-insured loans, are dischargeable. Most aren't. Number two, domestic support obligations. Can't get rid of it. You're paying support, pay it, can't get rid of it in bankruptcy. Number three, property settlements, 50-50. Not dischargeable in 7, may be dischargeable in Chapter 13 as long as it's not in the nature of support. I have a whole YouTube on it and a couple chapters in my bankruptcy book on that topic. Number 4, fraud, breach of fiduciary duty, willful and intentional injury. You broke somebody's car windows, can't get rid of it. You're a bad cat, don't come into bankruptcy court. Number 5, DUI, DWI, driving while intoxicated, under the influence. Damage to property, it's dischargeable, but personal injuries are not. Number 6, taxes from unfiled returns, never dischargeable. Taxes, if you do file a return, you owe the money. It's a truthful return. You just didn't pay the taxes. Those taxes can be discharged if you file them on time. The return is truthful. More than 3 years have gone by after April 15th, after the tax year, if the taxes were due on April 15th. If you file them late filed taxes are basically 2 years plus 270 days. We rarely do a bankruptcy just to get rid of income taxes, but if you have some old income taxes, you filed your returns, that's something we can deal with as long as we're 3 years out from the date those returns were due. Complicated subject, I've written a bunch on it. Number 7, criminal fines and restitution. If you did the time and you didn't do the fine, can't get rid of it in bankruptcy. And number 8, if you borrowed from your pension plan, that's not dischargeable. Number 9, this is an interesting one, condo assessments. If you stay in the unit, you're in the unit, you file a bankruptcy, the ones preceding you're not personally liable for, but if you stay in afterwards, you're liable for the condo assessments if you stay in the unit after the date of filing. And remember, condo assessments usually attach by state statute as a lien on the unit. So we very often pay them in Chapter 13s. Number 10, any debt you make after the date you file the case is not dischargeable. So that's it in a nutshell, as my friends the squirrels would say. At Geraci Law, we always look at your debts and see if we think something's going to be a problem, because you want to know as much as you can before you even hire us or pay us a nickel. You want to know if we're going to be able to file a plan that'll discharge your debts and which ones you'll have to deal with. It's only fair, isn't it? We're usually pretty good at predicting the future in bankruptcy.